Hey guys, I know this is a huge world with a lot of different people living here, and we all have our own interesting quirks and strange things that we do that may freak other people out. I mean, it could be an obsession with collecting creepy dolls or chewing the same piece of gum for like a decade. But you know what? It is these unique things that makes us all human and makes us all unique, right? However, sometimes these so-called strange addictions can be a little too far off that they can create adverse effects on our health, most notably people's compulsion to consume things that you're really not supposed to eat. So in today's video, we're gonna explore some non-food items that many people love eating. We'll start off with this one, Choc. The addiction to eating Choc, many people admit, began in their early days in school when many of them were curious to find out what it tastes like. I've never been one of them, but sure, they're colorful and powdery. But unfortunately for some of them, this fascination with eating the writing instrument has carried on to their adult lives. Although eating Choc has no harmful effects to the human body because it is pure calcium, it is one strange habit that those who are obsessed with it, unlike Choc, find it really difficult to break. Next, naphthalene balls. Generally, children are more likely to eat naphthalene balls than adults due to the fact that they resemble large round candy. However, despite their deceptive appearance, the chemicals in them can cause serious damage to the body, including destroying red blood cells and even organ failure. Number 13, dryer sheets. Yeah, they make our clothes fluffy and give them that texture we all enjoy when we pull them out of the dryer, but for one 35-year-old woman, her love affair with dryer sheets has been taken to an entirely different level where she actively consumes at least 8 sheets per day and claims that it helps manage and relieve her stress levels. This obsession began when she was attracted to the smell that dryer sheets naturally exude, and eventually she could not resist the urge and bit into one and thus began this strange addiction. But the good thing is she's never staticky. Number 12, glass cleaner. It is pretty much a known fact that you really should not be eating any cleaning supplies because a lot of them contains chemicals that could melt a hole in your stomach. But there is a case of a woman who has been consuming glass cleaner for up to 10 times a day for the last 30 years. She said that as a child, the scent of glass cleaner made her mouth water just like a plate of fried chicken. And it was after she decided to taste it that her habit began to take shape, saying that the substance's grainy texture was satisfying to say the least. Number 11, cigarette ashes. As a child, a woman named Bianca found a disturbing addiction after she began eating pottery. She eventually graduated her non-food consumption to cigarette ashes, claiming that it was the salty taste and gritty texture that got her completely hooked. And she picked up this nasty habit because her sister smoked. So yeah, secondhand smoke is not the only thing that smokers may pass on to other people. Number 10, and I've seen this before, glass. This might be something you only see in the circus, but for the family of a man named Josh, this spectacle is an everyday occurrence, describing the experience as like eating horrendously sharp rocks. I don't know why you would ever do that. Josh has brought his potentially lethal obsession to the dining table. From wine glasses to light bulbs, Josh has admitted that he gets a warm feeling every time he bites into it. Number 9, toilet paper. We all know that fiber is an important part of a daily nutritional diet, but for one woman named Jade Sylvester, she may have pushed it a little too far by consuming entire rolls of toilet paper on a daily basis. Claiming that the habit started when she was pregnant, Jade never seemed to have shaken off the habit. Another woman named Keisha shares the same strange addiction as Jade and even brings a roll to munch on while at the movies. Keisha, however, only consumes white toilet paper because she says that eating the colored variety would be completely weird. Number 8, hair. Normally when you think of a hairball, you probably think of cats or other furry animals that lick themselves clean and sweeping up a few clumps of fur in the process. However, a young girl named Ipero Alixva actively eats her own hair. The habit went incredibly out of hand when doctors found that her digestive system was completely blocked by a massive hairball that they had to surgically remove from her. Rocks and bricks. Pakirapa Hunagandhi has been addicted to eating rocks and bricks since the age of 10. Today, he has been known to consume 3 kilos of gravel, brick, and mud every single day. While there may not be any visible or immediate effects on his health, the consumption of rocks by any human being is dangerous due to the fact that these minerals cannot be digested and can cause severe damage to the digestive system. Number 6, coins. Children are sometimes discovered to have eaten coins. However, a 62-year-old Frenchman has over 10 years swallowed about $650 worth of euro coins. His family says that he would sneak a few coins as a snack, but unfortunately for him, he accumulated a shocking 12 pounds worth of coins that doctors had to eventually remove surgically before any lethal effects of the habit could set into his body. But the good thing is, I guess, if the guy ever loses his wallet, he's just, gotta throw up. Number 5, soap. And I've done this, not for enjoyment. I thought a little piece of soap on the ground was a peanut. Don't ask me why I thought eating a piece of peanut from the ground was a good idea. I was 5. Anyway, soap is a potentially toxic substance that may be lethal if ingested, but a teenager in Florida may seem to have built a kind of resistance to it. She, after all, manages to eat 5 bars of soap a week. The addiction to eating soap, fortunately for her, stopped because she began feeling abdominal discomfort. Number 4, razor blade. In a television show called Untold Stories of the ER, a Desert Storm veteran was featured after being rushed to the hospital for swallowing razor blades on a dare. Although he may have thought that the attempts may earn him some free drinks, the risk of swallowing razor blades are extremely high, and of course because they're really sharp and they can cut you all up inside. Number 3, pee. Urophagia is a condition where people are found to have an obsession to consuming pee. While people have made claims that drinking urine is beneficial to one's health, the fact is that urine contains a lot of different bacteria and pathogens that the body has expelled and can be really harmful to anyone who may decide to drink it. Among the effects are kidney failure and hepatitis. Number 2, human ashes. Okay, the love we have for our dearly departed loved ones is an understandable emotion after a loss. However, one widow has taken this love for her husband to a different level. While transferring the cremated remains of her husband from a temporary box to a memorial urn, some of the ashes found their way into her hands. Thinking that it would be disrespectful to brush it off or sprinkle it into the urn, she instead decided to eat it. Soon enough, this tiny act turned into a habit, and she began consuming her husband's ashes on a daily basis to the point that she brings the urn wherever she goes. So my question is, after this, is she going to move on to other people's ashes? I don't know. And finally, number 1, tapeworm. Diet fads can sometimes be weird and push the human body to its limits, from eliminating carbs to just consuming juices. A lot of people will do anything to shed those extra pounds, but the most extreme diet fad is the consumption of live tapeworms. The idea is that the tapeworms will take care of the extra weight as it eats the body's nutrition away. After a while, the dieter will then take medication to kill off the living parasite. Of course, the potential risk of inducing a parasite is a painful death should the dieter forget to take his or her medication or introduce a drug-resistant parasite into the body. And I also know somebody who eats like entire pistachios, including the shell. I thought that was already pretty weird, but these ones, they take the cake. Are you considered a cannibal if you eat human ashes? I think so, right? But guys, let me know what strange things you have ever eaten and what strange things you really like to eat. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you later.